Well, it's time for picture painting at Porch and lawn story time. And this is a the Foster Grandparents Program of Oakland County, sponsored by Catholic Charities of Southeastern Michigan and the Pontiac Public Library. So let's get going. We're going to start sharing our stories. So, who's going to read first?
Me.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to show the story, the pictures. Okay.
Sit down.
So,
Sit down. Movie star Lupita Nyong'o, illustrated by Porch Harrison. Written by Lupita Nyong'o, illustrated by Washington Harrison. Slavi was born the color of midnight. Hardly anyone at school looked like Slavi either. People gave her sister Mish pet name like Sunshine and Ray in Beauty. People gave Sari like Blackie and Dog and Night. Sari felt hurt every time, so she hid away while her sister made a lot of friends. Sari dreamed of being the same color as her sister. She wanted a real friend too. She crept in Mama's room and helped herself to her makeup. Oh no, she would not hear about this from Mama. Sari decided to work from the inside out and ate only the lightest, brightest food. With her stomach ache, she went to bed early and turned to God for a miracle. Dear Lord, why do I look like midnight when my mother looked like dawn? Please make me as fair as the parent I am from. I want to be the beautiful, not just pretend. I want to have daylight. I want to have friends. If you hear me, Lord, and would you like to comply, may I wake up as bright as the sun in the sky. Amen. When Mama came to wake up her school next morning, Sal rose to find not a trace of daylight in the midnight scene. Mama asked, "What is your name?" Sorry, she muttered. "And what does it mean?" Star Sower whispered. Brightness is not your skin, my love. Brightness is just who you are. As for beauty, Mama said, rubbing Sarah's stomach the way she always did to comfort her. "You are beautiful, Sarah," she sighed. "Well, you are beautiful to me, but can you rely on what you look like when you make me feel beautiful, my sweet? Real beauty comes from your mind and your heart, and it begins how you see yourself, not how others see you. Now up and get out and go." How could she, as dark as she was, have brightness in her? How could she have beauty when no one but Mother seemed to see it? How could she be a star? That night, shooting stars appeared in Sarah's window. The night sent me, and the star said, come to me. Sarah hopped onto the star, and off they went. Long ago, in the beginning of time, she said, star, there was night and day, and they were sisters. They loved each other very much, but people didn't treat the sisters the same. Lovely, nice, pretty. People gave they had names like lovely and nice and pretty. People gave nice names like starry and bad and ugly and felt hurt every time. Well, Night got up and fed and walked right off the earth. They started behind and enjoyed making everyone happy in the sun. But when the day grew long, they began to really miss her sister. So did everybody else. They had to be a way to get her back. They set off to find Night, and she did. I miss you, said Day. I miss you too, said Night. But when you don't want to treat badly and being dark, you are right, I don't. They relied. But when I do not know if the way you are, come and see me. Night returned, and the peoples rejoiced. We need the darkest night to get the deepest rest. We need you so you can grow and dream and keep the secret ourselves. The star chimed in. Brightness is just what the daylight comes in all colors, and some light can only be seen in the dark. Whereas day got a golden glow with night every time, had a silver sheen, elegant and fine. They told her sister, when you are darkest and when you are most beautiful, it is when you are most you. Could it be night did not need a change, even a little at all? Now that night, the day was back together. A little bit of night returned today in the form of shadow. And now a bit of day returned to night in the form of a moonlight. They was inseparable from the moment on and promised to celebrate the bigness, brightness in each other, whether people choose to see it or not. You see, she explained, when we need them both on the sunniest day, the other's darkest night, and every shadow shade in between, together make a world we know light and dark, strong and beautiful. Sarah rose the next morning bearing there would be no hiding anymore. She belongs out in the world, dark and beautiful and bright and strong. And if she ever needs to remind herself of brightness, she could look up at the sky in the darkest night to see herself. Sarah felt beautiful inside and out. The end. I will read the office note. Most like Sarah, I got teased and taunted with about my nightshade skin. I prayed to God that I could wake up with the paler skin, with a paler skin. I tried all sort of things to lighten my complexion. My mother told me often that I was beautiful, but she, my mother, of course, she's supposed to think that I wasn't until I was very old, the feeling about my skin changed. I helped to see darker skinned women being celebrated for their beauty. If they were beautiful, I could be too. I began to see myself differently. While both sorry and I had to learn to see our beauty. I hope that more and more children begin in their lives not knowing that they are beautiful, that they can look as beautiful and the world would know apart. And yet, what is the what's the outside in the part of being beautiful? Yes, it's important to feel good about yourself when you look in the mirror, but when you even more important is working and being beautiful inside. That means being kind to yourself and others. That is the beautiful and truly shine through. The journey went on and very different from the Siren night official, but the lesson was the same. There is so much beauty in their world and inside you, and that others are not awake. Two, don't wait to anyone to tell you that to tell you what a beautiful. Know that you are beautiful because you choose to be. Now that you always were, always can be sure true is, and let the light in the way everything we do. The end.
Mhm.
And this is a picture of the author. She is, yeah, so yeah, so yeah. But what do you think?
When they turned it on the back, that looked like the woman that was off Black Panther.
Oh, shit, that's her. That is her.
Yeah, when y'all turned it around on the back, I saw her and saw that looked like the person that was on Black Panther.
I didn't know this.
Okay, let me read this. It says the author is a Kenyan actress and producer. Her first film, she had a role in 12 Years a Slave, in which she received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, as well as multiple accolades, including the Screen Actors Guild Award, the Critics' Choice Award, the Independent Spirit Award, and the NAACP Award. She also starred in Queen of KATWE, Katwe. She appeared in Star Wars. She appeared in The Force Awakens. And she also appeared in the box office hit Black Panther.
Yeah, you're right.
So she's very talented
Who was the woman that Black Panther was?
and a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl.
Yeah. It's interesting because she struggled with, she thought she wasn't attractive, or she couldn't see her own beauty.
What did she struggle with?
Thinking that she looked right, thinking that her skin was right for her,
Wait a minute, what was the first thing you said?
thinking that she would fit in, thinking that she was right, thinking that her skin,
What about her skin?
thinking that her skin was ugly. She wasn't thinking about
What about it? Tell me exactly what about it she didn't like about her skin.
it. It was super dark.
Her color.
And she thought it didn't look good.
And she thought what?
I said she thought it didn't look good.
She didn't think it looked good.
And
Okay.
the people was being rude to her, saying she's ugly.
You all don't do that, do you?
No.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Okay, great. What you want to say, Anna? How do you feel about her dark skin?
It's cute.
This is a picture, I would say, drawn of her when she was smaller. Look at her beautiful eyes. And then look at her as she grew. Look at her beautiful eyes. And what else do you see that's beautiful?
Her?
Her
Her
body.
skin. Look at her beautiful skin. And she finally realized that beauty comes from where?
Inside.
From inside.
Of her heart.
Great, great. What do you want to say?
I wanted to say that she should probably make another book of why her name.
Another book, why what?
Her name is.
Another book about,
They should make another book about why her name.
I don't hear the last part when you say her name,
Is
Like, she's
why she's named. This name, how do you say that?
I'm
Solvi,
upside
Solvi,
and I can't.
Solvi, Solvi, Solwe.
That's what I.
Do you wonder what that name means? Solvi?
Beautiful?
I don't know.
Because I want them to make things. Probably should make them.
Oh, another book on what she named it this.
Oh, that would be
Okay.
Or
interesting.
it's probably a different thing.
Okay, okay. Okay,
But now
great
she
job.
lives in Brooklyn, I think.
She does.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything else that stuck out in your mind about this story? What else?
I didn't
She got
know.
all kind of degrees.
I didn't know that that was the girl on the back.
I saw her.
Can you see the resemblance? Hold this one up. Hold that one up, Miss Betsy. And look at this one. Do you see a resemblance?
Yes, she
Galaxy
has the
color.
exact same eyes.
She
the
looks like a
exact same
galaxy.
skin color. It's just she's smaller on that one. She's taller.
And she's
older.
kind of lighter.
A tad lighter. Okay. All right then.
I think she's pretty.
She
I
is
think she looks
beautiful.
pretty when she's a kid. And when she's pretty.
Both.
I wish
Uh-huh.
we could see her when she was a teen. She's not that beautiful.
Okay. Okay.
So there's an
Great.
important piece of how you see yourself. What I liked is that she said, don't let somebody else define you and how you feel about yourself.
Mm.
Find yourself based on your own beauty, both outside and inside. People can also look really pretty, but the things they do may not
Both
be
of
pretty,
Naya.
right?
Can you repeat that?
Sometimes people may look pretty, but maybe the things they do are not pretty, and maybe the things they do are ugly.
Mhm.
And maybe ugly, when somebody does ugly things,
Looking inside and out.
maybe they feel inside ugly
Yeah.
too. So what comes out of them is what they feel.
Yeah.
So what can you do when somebody does ugly? How can you deal with that? Because it goes, I mean, it makes you feel, what can you do?
You could probably show them.
Show them right.
You can show them respect
Like take them to a school.
or a church.
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Like to be calm. Like when you get angry with something, you can like meditate.
Oh, okay.
Not a mouse face, huh? Yeah.
I say you could take them to church probably.
Yeah, we heard. Good job.
Or in that moment, you could also say something in your mind. You could also do what?
Or you can walk away.
Yeah, you could walk away.
You're begging to like go in the bathroom.
Me too. My teacher taught me
What
that.
I do when somebody does something like that, what I say to myself is what's coming out of them is what's inside. It's not about me. It's about what's inside of them, because they'll say those mean things to a lot of people. So if it was about me and if it was really bad, they would only say it to me. But since they say it to so many other people, it's a lot more about who they are than what I am. Because, so I just say that's what's inside of them and let them keep their gift.
Their gift.
Or
Okay.
keep their anger, let them keep their pain, or let them keep that because that belongs to them.
Okay, okay.
What I also liked about it was in a bright day, there's shadows. So dark is in bright. And even on the opposite, brightest day, there's also dark. So there, and dark, and in dark, there's also the light, moon, stars. So you don't ever really have totally dark or totally bright.
Okay,
I
okay.
like that,
Mhm.
that they go together and that they really are sisters. I mean, you couldn't have shadows without sun. And you couldn't have a moon without dark. You wouldn't see it without dark. So they really are sisters.
They are, okay.
How come we don't see any stars in the sky anymore?
Because of the baby.
A lot more light pollution. Light pollution, there's a lot of light in the urban cities. And the further and further you get out, or like if you're in the middle of the light, there are so many stars. And then the further north you go, and away from all the urban areas, it's incredible how many
Okay.
stars you don't see, even in the middle of the light.
Mm.
So it's light pollution. So we have another story.
I'm gonna move this over so this way.
There's something today.
I was just asking, one day are the kids gonna read a book?
One day can the kids read a book?
Oh, I love it.
It might have to be
Yeah.
in 2 more weeks.
We have to get approval from, we have to talk to the cities and ask what they think or,
That would be great.
but yeah.
Not a lot of words.
Yeah, she have to get a book that's appropriate.
What's appropriate, not a lot of words.
I want one with a lot of words.
If she say okay, okay, okay. Can you come over so you can be seen? Just slide your seat over there.
Are you gonna be reading that?
Maybe we can talk about a special last,
Yes, you do.
the last
I'm gonna be seeing you.
story time. We can have a special program for the last story time
Okay.
of the year. Maybe we can make it a special. Reading. The last
Okay,
story.
okay.
Anyway, we'll talk to Denise about it.
Okay.
But I love that idea.
I always thought about it.
Oh, great. Okay, our second story is called Baby Whale's Journey. Baby Whale's Journey, okay? And it was written by Jonathan London. Baby Whale's Journey.
Illustrated.
Off the Pacific coast of Mexico on a warm April night. Two sperm whales circle each other. They rub belly to belly, lock jaws and nuzzle, flippers touching in a sea of stars. Dawn comes, and the male, the bull whale, swims away on his own. 50 tons sliding north toward Alaska. 16 moons pass, and the one who stayed behind becomes 2. The new life slips smoothly from the warmth of its mother's body into the coolness of the ocean. And together, midwives and mother nudge baby whale to the surface for her very first breath. Mama whale pats her tenderly with her flipper, and baby whale nuzzles for milk. They are not aware that danger is near. Killer whales are coming, but when the orcas slice the surface, Mama whale spots them, and she and the others surround baby whale, tails in, heads out, until the orcas turn as one away. Now the sea calm mirrors the sky. Baby whale follows mother like a shadow, learning the rhythm of the sea. They too roll north for the summers, but not as far as the big long males. And always, always, they swim with the pod. All the way, Mama whale speaks to her baby with creaks and clicks and murmurs. Baby whale clicks softly in return. She is never far behind when her mother swallows a seal or shark whole, or makes a meal of 40 Simons. Ooh, that's a lot of food. Baby whale spends her days spy hopping, lob tailing, breaching, then rolling over again to nurse at her mother's side. Moons come and moons go. Baby whale grows and grows. She is learning the ways of the whales and the sea. Nights, she floats at the surface under stars, drifting in and out of sleep. With each breath, a small cloud blooms and disappears. One evening, the full moon rising, baby whale dived down and down with her mother through green and purple twilight, through swirling galaxies of luminous fish, only to watch her vanish into total blackness. Baby whale can hear her mother's clicks and murmurs fading. Too deep, too deep. She returns to the surface and waits. Suddenly, the ocean erupts. Mama whale bursts into the light of the moon. The tentacles of a 60-foot-long giant squid lace her body. Oh my goodness. Baby whale squeals as her mother crashes back into the sea. The giant squid wrenches, pumping ink in rhythmic spurts. Suckers grasp, tentacles twist, and Mama whale rolls with them, her huge teeth snapping. At last, tentacles torn, the giant squid stops struggling. Mama whale has won. Now baby whale feeds, and the whole pod joins in. The blue sea dancing with whales and moonlight. In the morning, baby whale with her mother and the others swim toward the horizon. And together they leap, rise, and blow like rolling shadows on the shining sea. Okay. That's the end, ain't it? I figured all of this. That was kind of bad.
Yeah, it's not a lot of words.
They said it was a lot of words.
Yeah, where it talks about, you
Okay.
pick out
Which
what you
one?
like.
Well, I like the facts, this
Okay.
one, but there's other things that you might find interesting.
Okay, let's
but-
do facts about the sperm whale. Who know what a sperm whale is? And that's the one we were reading about, right? A
Yeah.
sperm whale, and that's the picture on the front. That's how he looked, the sperm whale. It says sperm whales need air to breathe, but can hold their breath for more than an hour when diving for food. Ooh, they can go underwater and hold their breath for more than an
Hour.
And most time when they dive like that, what are they doing? Looking for food. Sperm whales nurse their offspring as often as 40 times a day. Ooh-wee. After 1 or more years of nursing, young whales begin to catch their own food. Sperm whales usually rest vertically and lie motionless when sleeping. They sleep at different times of the day and night. They sleep with their eyes closed.
The fish closing their eyes.
I
It's not a
know,
fish, it's a
and
whale.
laying motionless with their eyes closed. Sperm whales live in groups or pods, P-O-D, pod. That means group of 10 to 60 individuals.
Wow.
How many is in a pod or a group? 10 to 60.
Imagine living with 60 people.
Ooh. There is a lot of bodily contact between whales. There is a lot of bodily contact between the whales. They are very social creatures. And I'm gonna read one more thing, then I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Bonnie. Each pod of whales make distinct clicks or sounds, possibly to keep the members of the pod together. They also communicate by slapping the water with their tails. Now, it says they make distinct clicks or sound. Can you all make a clicking sound for me? Do it again. Okay, that's one. Make a clicking sound for me. Not with your mouth. She's already done that one. There you go. Everybody know how to do that. Okay. And this is how they communicate. Okay.
So you're doing it with your tongue and you're doing it with your mouth.
Well, I'm finished with one.
How the sharks, when they swallow the
Hold
shark,
on while she's talking. Hold on just a minute.
60, yes, 60.
They do what? They eat that much, or that's what a pod is? Okay.
But they get
But
a 60-foot squid though. You're right about
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a squid.
Hold on a minute, Jalea, you wanted to say something.
I said, thing that I found interesting is how that whale can swallow shark and salmon and everything whole without chewing it.
Ain't that something? How they eat it and they just swallow whole.
Well,
They
wondering
be alive
when
and their
this,
stomach just moving.
So they
Mm.
held the squid under the water. Why do you think they held the squid under the water and all of a sudden it stopped? Probably what happened.
He bit his tentacles. The whale
I didn't
bit the,
follow with nothing.
I
oh,
wonder if squid are
and they can hold their breath for an hour.
yeah.
Oh, he was still fighting.
For air, I don't know.
I don't know about the squid.
But he held the squid under the water and then all of a, at some point he could.
That's because he
Mhm.
bit his tentacles. Go back to that spot.
What it did say, and Mama Whale rose with them, her huge teeth snapping. So she's biting as she's under the water with the squid.
Yeah. So maybe she is.
And she tore the tentacles are loose
Oh,
that was circling him.
yeah, maybe it was a biting. Wonder what you think of squid breed.
My favorite part was I said
Hold on a minute.
I was saying my favorite part was when the squid had put his lips around the way.
Okay. Okay, what are you saying, hmm?
Say that what? I thought that's interesting is that they talk about twice. whales. They help. They help.
Baby beagle. Mhm.
They have to bring it up to the nectar.
Its first breath.
Babies are born sometimes they Oh, yeah,
This is great. I didn't know all of this.
it is interesting.
Mhm. What do we call the male whale? You remember? The male, the man. What do you call him?
A male, and then the woman is a female.
And he has a name. What's his name? He was called a bull whale.
Oh.
A bull whale.
What's the mama weird name?
The story about the whale made it sound almost like they talked about the mom, wives and the midwives and the more. I don't know, it made that more real.
And how did it say they play? Look at that
By
picture.
splashing and snapping
Okay, they
and swimming
splash.
side to side.
Belly,
They rub belly to belly.
Fin to fin.
flippers touching.
They play just like you do.
No.
They have their way of playing.
So we don't fight all the time when we
Yeah,
play.
they lock jaws. They say they do a lot of everything when they playing. They splash and the water look like stars. Okay. Job.
So our craft is kind of a cool craft. What we're gonna do.
I'm gonna give this back to you, Bonnie.
So the craft is that you, guys want to do the craft? We have pretty neat. You take, this
Can
and
you
you
sit it
scratch
over
it off,
there?
Mhm.
different shapes. And you
Got it.
Yep, I got it.
You all pay attention. Just pay
Yeah,
attention.
so what you do is you scratch off the and make shapes. So grab a so what you do is they also have stencils where you can pop them out and you can pop them out and you can reveal the color of the bright and the dark. So they have stencils or you can do your own.
Oh, no, see that one right there on the left? That's the one I did, so you all can see it for an example. Look at it. You pop out one of the stencils. You can either draw it from the stencil, or you can take this, lay it on, use your pencil, and draw it. And as you draw it, the color comes through. And once you draw it on there, you take the pencil or the
See, yeah. See,
and
isn't that
scrape
cool?
paper, and the color will come through. So I'm gonna put some stencils out here.
Yeah.
So,
Would you like one?
so yes, you may. These are letters. If you want to
And
give
they also
your
have
name
stencils
across
if
the
you want
top,
it shapes.
put your
They have
name
different
across the
shapes.
top, and then put your pictures underneath, okay?
So you take a couple stencils.
They
and
have
pass them
stencils.
down. You want shapes or just want to enjoy doing that? You want some shapes? Okay. So they want some shapes too.
There was some shapes too.
There.
You can pick out what shapes you would like. There's a car,
Whatever you want.
bottle,
These are-
there's some letters.
Look, do your name across the top, Anna.
Grab some shapes and pass down so that they can make a choice. then you do is you go, yeah,
Do your name.
go on the
across
outside of it and then you color it. You want to shake too?
Thanks.
You want to shake
I'm
too?
telling you,
There's a ice cream cone, there's other stuff.
Look, cross here.
Faces, hearts,
Your name across
stars.
it. Then do your pictures below it. Once they finish, even if they punch it out, you can use this and draw.
Would you like a straight?
Your name is long, so you should go that way. Turn it long way.
You want the horse?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so you do.
go on, go on.
Follow the inside of this, okay? Do you see?
Don't take a one or two out of the time. Put all that little pieces.
Just take the one that you gonna use.
Yeah, you're getting the effects now. Oh, and the colors shade, so cool. Oh, look at that. He's got a really.
You want a
pretty red.
chair? Go up there and get you a chair.
Oh, you want to
Oh, you're good. Okay.
I'll make it
Kinda
a
fun,
cross.
huh?
Oh,
I like it. Looks like it's.
Alphabet. You can't do all your work from there. You draw it with the pencil onto your paper. Look.
Okay. You want to put it back down or do you want to? Do it this way? There's a heart too. Did you see a heart? Here, here. Okay. Now I'm gonna move my hands around so we can do the top part.
Another thing that you take out.
Oh, good job. Around this part here too. Oh my good, right through here.
huh?
I messed
See if
up.
you need to help her a little bit.
I
No,
messed
She
up.
be doing okay.
The mother's standing there.
Next time you'll join us for the story too, right? Here, see,
She's standing right over, you know.
here's your heart.
Okay, I'm about to make the move.
Which one do you
Yeah.
want? Want this one or something else?
I messed
Oh, look at that.
up. Play on. I messed
I'm
up.
gonna hear what he's saying. Her.
Mommy, just like
G-A-Y. How you mess up?
Pardon me? He actually, he was good. Oh, okay. Okay, wow. Snazzy looking car, bright color star. It's kind of cool. Do you want to do one? The ladies can do one if you want to too.
Okay, I'm just watching and see how they do it.
What did you do, girl?
You don't like it?
It's not messed up. That's your art. Once you finish it, that's your art.
You know what? It within the imperfection. So if you can think of that, it didn't come out quite exactly the way you want, but there's a beauty to
Let me
it
try this.
because nothing comes out exactly the way we want. But maybe that's a good thing. We learned something new and like what's his name? I can't think of. Really famous painter. He said he found the form within the shape because whatever whatever you work with, there's a stone, there's a weakness in the stone, there's parts that chip off. Here's a famous sculpture. I can't think of his name for some reason. It's not occurring to me. But so what you think you want it to do isn't going to do because some parts are stronger and weaker. Some are shinier, some are flatter. They have different textures. So what an artist does is he finds the beauty within it.
So, can you find the beauty within the mistake that you made? Can you find a way of making it pretty anyway? Because
It's not messed up. That's pretty.
it is.
That's pretty.
To me, this Jay looks like he's got a stick and he's walking. It's kind of cool, actually. So, and then this one's got pizzazz. It's like emotion. I mean, feeling emotion. You know, when something's moving, artists will do that, draw all those things. So that means that's moving. So that means that A is moving. So it may not be exactly the way you want, but there's a beauty to it. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe next time you can join us for the story too, huh? Next time? Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for
Y'all finna leave.
joining us.
Y'all finna go.
Yeah, I gotta Can I see your picture?
And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bye. Standing right in front of the. I forgot I was on Facebook Live. So anyway. So we had a wonderful story time, and can you show some of what your pictures are? How your pictures are coming out? So you're doing shapes. Yep, we're doing all kinds of. Michelangelo, the famous sculptor was Michelangelo, a painter, and so he had talked about having to find the beauty in the form.
Oh, it is a bug or something.
Oh, I liked your rainbow.
Uh-huh.
Rainbow with the clouds.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, yeah. You can put that on there and draw it.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
What kind of paper is this, Miss Polly?
I'm not sure. I mean, you can buy these kits at like a. I get this one at Michael's, but I think you can get it in other places. Just buy it.
The whole
Might be, whatever. Oriental trading. Might be. That's kind of cool, isn't it? That look sweet, you know, that there's light and dark and light. They exist together, just you know, like that. Those shadows on the lawn. How leaves would not be pretty without the shadows. That also.
Yours
And
is
then the
pretty. How you make
brightness.
me do all that? You using a stick.
And she told me she messed up.
No, it's hers. Really
I
pretty.
know, it's
Look at that.
beautiful. It is so beautiful.
Uh-huh.
She has an overall vision. That's one thing I always had trouble. I mean, I would drop like this little house and then this big hill and this little house and these little clouds. And I just didn't, I don't know. I could never get the overall vision. And you have a good idea of the overall vision of what you're looking for. I just never could quite get my head around
think of Forrest Gump, because you don't never know what color's coming out.
I know.
She really worked with her. That's pretty.
It is.
Uh-huh.
And that I've noticed too is artists, they use light and dark. They don't,
Mm-hmm.
and that's part of what makes it look real.
Yeah.
Is adding the shadows.
Mhm.
Adding and then they add the little bright, and then where it's real bright.
Yeah.
And then, so it's what makes it look 3D. It wouldn't be 3D without using both light and dark.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed our picture porch Pontiac story time. Forgot we were on Facebook Live for a moment there, but join us next week. We have 4 more weeks to go. Again, this is Bonnie Baldoff in the foster grandparents of Southeastern Michigan, wishing you a happy and healthy day. Goodbye.
Look at that.